Good afternoon, children. Today, our topic is social and religious reform movements. Why we want to study about such type of movement? Today, our society organization and you and me standing here like that, it is because of such type of movements. So, we want to be see about how those reformers were worked hard to change the society and religion. See, during British period, they introduced English language to produce clerks, which resulted the rise of educated middle youth class. So they were influenced by Western ideas and culture. Though they were in small in number, they contributed in social and political activities. Instead of too critical scrutiny about that traditional notions and practices, they actively participated to spread Western education and Western culture in Indian society and religion to modernize. So such type of reformers' hard work, their active participation, which led to the abolition of many evils which were corrupted in Indian society, such as sati, female infanticide, child marriage, polygamy, and so on. How they were worked hard to eradicate such kind of evils. How they tried to modernize society and religion, let us see now, children. First, the reforming movement, because their activities classified into two ways. One we say reform movement, and another one revivalist movement. Reform movement example I have to be say Brahma Samaj, Prarthana Samaj and Haligar movement. Revivalist movement I say Ramakrishna Mission, Arya Samaj and Deoband movement. So now let us see one by one these organizations, how they tried to impact their ideas and views among the people to make the present society. Number one we say Brahma Samaj. Who founded Brahma Samaj? Raja Ram Mohan Rai. Number one, Raja Ram Mohan Rai. Who was Raja Ram Mohan Rai? He is the pioneer of social reform movement, born in Bengal in Brahmin family, who was very scholar in many languages such as Sanskrit, Arabic, then we say as English, including his mother tongue, we say Bengali, and so on. So by his masterness, make him to realization about what was the reality in the religion. So he opposed unwanted, meaningless religious ceremonies and pernicious social custom. Pernicious, what we will call harmful. That harmful social customs. For example, we say sati. Sati, what we say after the death of the husband, that a wife, he had to jump into the funeral of her husband. So such was considered as harmful activities, which is called as pernicious social customs. And also he influenced by Western ideas and culture, he advocated that is monotheism. What do you mean by monotheism? Worship of one God, single God. And also anti-idolatry. Idolatry, that is opposing to keep the form of God. And also he preached about there is many in the scriptures is not contain, is not advocate any form of God worship, and also it is idolatry form. So that is why he strictly insisted the people that is monotheism as well as what? Anti-idolatry. Then next towards religion, one thing about his view was what? Monotheism and anti-idolatry. Then next towards social evil, how he worked for, we say, sati abolition. How he worked on sati abolition. When it took place in 1829. He was deeply concerned about the prevailing social evils such as sati, female infanticide, polygamy in the society. He hardly worked and also condemned about this. He appealed to the government to pass legislations to abolish against it. That is, as a result, he wanted to bring polygamy an end, and sati wanted to abolish, and he supported widow remarriage and condemned child marriage. Finally, during the period of Lord William Bentinck in 1829, sati was abolished. It was considered as this act is a promulgator sati who practiced were underwent punishable crime. Even death sentence was also awarded. So that is why children, today in our society, nowhere we see such type of practice. Completely it was eradicated. And then we say about women improvement. And another one towards the improvement of women. What did he do? He felt very much about the ideas prevailed in the Indian society towards women. They were always considered inferior to men, and also often they were what is suppressed. So that is why he wanted to give proper education to women. So he supported or advocated women education and also opened many schools for improving them. Then last we say about organization. He founded Brahma Samaj in August 20, 1828 to carry over his ideas to reform religion and society. There he constructed a temple at Kolkata. He laid down no religion revived or slightly or contemplatively spoken of or alluded to. What do you mean by this sentence? No religion should criticize or abuse or that is underestimate or even not to harm any other religion. So in that way, he supported one God, one religion to avoid the controversy among the religion and people. And also, as usual, he opposed child marriage and supported widow remarriage and anti-idolatry. These were the activities carried side by side. Though this Brahma Samaj was very limited among the educated middle class, and that is lack of concentration towards lower class people, but its impact on that is social and religious activity was very significant. Some of the followers were carried out his views. Who were they? They were main important person, that is we say as Devendranath Tagore and Kesav Chandra Sen. A little about we see about them. How did they carry out that Brahma Samaj ideals and also their views to reform those evils. Now we take for second one, Devendranath Tagore. Who was Devendranath Tagore? He was also a father of Rabindranath Tagore. I don't say he is the follower of that is Raja Ram Mohan Roy, and he is the father of Rabindranath Tagore. He too was well versed in many languages, and he laid down 4 articles. What were the 4 articles? 1. He said, in the beginning there was nothing. The one supreme, which he was existed, is the creator of the world. Second article was, the one he is the God of truth, wisdom, eternal, omnipresent, and present without a second. Then third, worshipping him is to attain that is salvation in this world and the other. That is keeping belief in him. What is belief? Belief is consisted of 4th article. Belief is worshipping him and carrying his deeds. So again I say, what were these 4 articles? 4 articles of Devendranath Tagore were, number 1 we say, in the beginning nothing. That is, there was what we say, one supreme being. Supreme being that we say as God. Second article he laid in, he is the God. He is the God of truth, wisdom, and all. Next, third one say, to get salvation, that is, to eternal stage, we have to be worshipping him or keep belief in him. Belief in him. Belief consisted of loving him and carrying his deeds. So these were 4 articles laid down by Devendranath Tagore. Another one reformer, Keshav Chandra Sen. Keshav Chandra Sen. Where Devendranath Tagore was moderate reformer, but his younger colleagues were radical activities. He joined in the movement in 1852. In 1866, there arose split among the ranks of the people of Brahma Samaj. So he came out and started a separate organization in the name of the Devendranath Tagore, that is called as Adi Brahma Samaj. Adi Brahma Samaj. So this Samaj to carry out his views and principles. But what happened? One of his daughter who married 14-year age, married to an Indian prince. So it arose contravention of condemnation of Samaj's child marriage. The followers, those who oppose child marriage, they came out and they started Sadharan Samaj. Sadharan. Now here, Adi Brahma Samaj was started by Keshav Chandra Sen. Sadharan Samaj was started because there arose contravention about that child marriage in that is organization. Who came out, that is opposer of child marriage, they started Sadharan Samaj. Then we say another one reformer, Ishwar Chandra Vidya Sagar. Third one, Ishwar Chandra Vidya Sagar. He was another outstanding reformer who carried out many works to reform the society and religion. Where Raja Ram Mohan Roy and others, they supported Western ideas, Western culture, But Ishwar Chandra Segar, he has proposed that in the scriptures were progressive. So he pointed out that is in the scriptures are no sanction about burning of widows and prohibition of widow remarriage. And also he edited many polygamical tracts. What do you mean by polemical tracts? Polemical tracts is that is many ideas by criticizing to write what not to do against that writing, that is called as what polemical tracts. And also he was the pioneer of modern Bengali prose. He worked hard to improve the girls' education, because that was a time many children were in young age got married and also they became widowed. By seeing on this the suffering position, he worked hard to abolish child marriage and to the betterment of perpetual child widowhood. As a result, the British government enacted a act in 1856 to abolish child marriage and also polygamy. So in this way, his effort was appreciable one. And another one credit goes to Vidyasagar was the first age for consent for the girls was included in the Indian Penal Code in 1816. The fixed age for marriageable age for girls is 10. That in 1891, it was raised to 12. Then 1825, the marriageable age for girls was fixed to 13. You imagine children, you at the age of 10 were 5th standard. In the 5th standard, child has given marriage, what a pitiable situation. Think of that is age of 13 and 14. So such type of evil things were prevailed in our Indian society. So because of their hard work, and you and me, we are standing here in this position. And like this committee also in 1929, age for consent committee was also appointed. So this way, particularly the child marriage was not abolished, but anyhow, like Sadi, it was not completely eradicated. Still some places we are seeing in India, but we hope in future it would also be completely eradicated. Next we say about another one reforming activity, that is Prarthana Samaj. Prarthana Samaj. So far we are seeing these were happened in Bengal because they were born in Bengal. Say, like that is Rajaram Mohan Rai, like that. We see that is Brahma Samaj, Ishwar Chandra Vidyasagar, they were born in Bengal. Such type of Bengal region, another one region, Maharashtra, was also many reformers who has undertake such type of eradicator work. One what we say about Atmaram Pandurang. In 1867, he established Prarthana Samaj. Who established Prarthana Samaj and when? Atmaram Pandurang established Prarthana Samaj in 1827 in Mumbai. Say, what was this ideas, views about this Prarthana Samaj? This Samaj encouraged intercaste marriage, interdining, and supported widow remarriage, and abolished child marriage, and improvement of depressed classes. Important followers of Prarthana Samaj were mainly two people I say. One we say about R.C. Bandarkar and another one Magadev Govind Ranade. Magadev Govind Ranade established many associations. One we see Widow Remarriage Association in 1861. Second one Pune Sarvajanik Sabha 1870. Then third Deccan Education Society in 1884. What were the organization established by M.G. Ranade? Three you want to say. 1861, the Widow Remarriage Association. 1870, Pune Sarvajanik Sabha. 1884, Deccan Education Society. So, in this way, Prarthana Samaj too worked hard to improve the social evils to eradicate and as well as depressed class people. Okay, children. So far we talked about in reform movements. Now few examples for revivalist movement in Hindu religion. One we see Arya Samaj. Who founded Arya Samaj? Swami Dayananda Saraswati. Actually, he was a wandering ascetic in Gangetic Plain and finally settled in western part of India in Punjab, and he carried over his work. And he too has revealed about in the scriptures are no sanction about child marriage and widow remarriage, and also polluted effort of foreign travel, and strictly emphasized that is avoidance of idol worship and animal sacrifice, superstitious belief which were crept on the society, and insisted the people to study about Vedas. That means his mantra is go back to Vedas. He thought that Vedas contain the truth, and also he expressed his views in a book called Satyartha Prakash. It had a wide circulation. Then finally, one of his important aim was conversion, anti-conversion. What was that means? Those were the days many people from Hindu religion to Islam and Christianity, they were converted. So he involved in anti-conversion movement through purificatory ceremony that is called Suddhi movement. Suddhi movement. That means reconvert Hindus who were already admitted to Islam and Christianity. And another one important achievement of Arya Samaj was to impart education, so that especially Vedic education, he opened many schools. Even today we see about DAV school, Swami Dayanand Anglo Vedic School. Swami Dayanand Anglo Vedic School to impart English education as well as Vedic education. Then another one revivalist movement we see, Ramakrishna Mission. Ramakrishna Mission. Ramakrishna Mission was founded by Swami Vivekananda. Before seeing about Vivekananda, we talk few lines about Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. He was a simple priest who born in Calcutta, an ardent worshipper of Mother Goddess Kali, and he emphasized that is to attain spiritual union through singing songs such as bhajans. nowadays to Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, like that they are singing, isn't it? So that way he emphasized to bring spiritual union, and also he expressed his view that all religions contain universal elements of which we practice to attain salvation. And furthermore, he suggested Jiva is Shiva. That is, service to humanity is considered as God. Then Ramakrishna Paramahamsa, born in 1836, died in 1886. After his death, his followers were joined together to form religious community and spread and carried out his teachings and ideas in India and abroad. One of the chief spirit was Swami Vivekananda. That is, the Ramakrishna mission was founded on the basic lines of Christian organization is not only as involving religious activity, it also involved in political, that is, we say as at the time of social activities, time of calamities, disaster, when the people were suffering in many causes, that time it involved particularly social activities. Now let us children see about Vivekananda. Vivekananda's original name was Narendra Datta. See, who was considered as main followers of Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. He dissatisfied with the conventional rites, practices, policies of religion. He preached the practical Vedanta, that is, service to human being. Then also, he said about self-confidence. He created self-confidence among the youth, those who felt inferior, to impress about the material development of the West. And also, he thought that the people political awareness, such as awake, arise, until to achieve the goal. That is, again, one time we know already, you are familiar this Vivekananda's statement, awake, arise, stop not until the goal is reached, which was his ideas, enthusiasm to the Indian youth, those who were eagerly fought for political independence at the time of Swadeshi movement when Bengal was partitioned in 1905. And also he stressed the Indian people to follow cultural nationalism. We should not leave up, that is our Indian culture. Same way, we need independence. And as well as he asked the people, he called the youth to regenerate in the society. And his fame and name was worldwide spread in 1893 conference when he attended. World Religious Conference was held at Chicago when he gave that speech by stopping brothers and sisters, because such a type impressing word is not known by the people. There were many wars among the countries. They even, that is, family members within a country, they were hated together. Such an occasion, he expressed the unity of the people. So from then onwards, his ideas, views were spread. However, he called for, that is, backward class people to participate in the rituals and rites and customs. Those who were kept always seen outside of, that is, customs. It was given condemnation against him, but we know till today, however, that is condemnation, that is vanished out. His confidence, that is self-awareness, nationalist ideas, political enthusiasm, all which make the Indians as what a strong supporter of Vivekananda. And another one reform movement we say Ramalinga Adigal. Ramalinga Adigal. How Ramalinga Adigal in what way reformed the society? Very well, in Tamil book or some other generally you come to know, he was called as Vallalar, who born in Marudur near Chidambaram, and the family shifted to Chennai. He did not have any formal education, but he was very immense master in scholars. As a result, he realized that telling to the people the bond of relationship towards between the living beings, and also he has emphasized compassion of human being, and he said that one who not show compassion and mercy towards living beings were considered as hard-hearted, and also their wisdom clouded. That means whatever they had, that is wisdom knowledge, if they one should not help others and they do not do service to the humanity or suffering people, they were not considered. It become their knowledge as considered as a darkness. So that view he has emphasis. And another one we talked about his ideology, Jiva Garunya. What is Jaiva Garunya? He not only suggested to show compassion, mercy on human beings alone, and including plants and animals. That is called as Jiva Garunya. No, that is Variya Pairai Kandabodella Vadinen. Once he said that when he happened to see the poor people directly, very sick and diseased, their lack of food, and that they were ill-treated, discriminated, in hunger, poverty, that time his heart was trembled and as what shaken. So such a type he was very soft hand, soft hearted towards living beings. So such is we come to know about Jiva Karunya. Right about Jiva Karunya means he showed. Whoever maybe want to show love, mercy, compassion towards all living beings is called Jiva Karunya. Based on this idea only, later years, you know, that is Subhash Chandra Bose, Jagadish Chandra Bose. He got Nobel Prize for doing research. The plants as also as life. So that way he insisted the Jiva Karunya. And another, in 1872, he established Samarasa Veda Sanmarga Sangam. Later it was named as Samarasa Suddha Sanmarga Satya Sangam. That means the Society for Pure Truth in Universal Itself Wood. This is to preach about truthness among the people. Then 1866, when severe famine occurred in Tamil Nadu, he felt much, so he started free feeding house. In 1867, free feeding house at Varalur. At Varalur, students, till today you can see daily thousands of people, irrespective of caste, creed, religion, they are dining there. So, very in 1867, the stove which was on its fire till today is not be off. So, it is going on that work to feed the suffering people, especially hunger people. So, such type of activity is considered to eradicate poverty which was crept in the Indian society, especially in Tamil Nadu. And another one we have to be say about social. Apart from this, he worked for promoting that is Tamil literature. He maintained Tamil solidarity too. So this way we talked about few revivalist reform movement. And another one we say Theosophical Society. Theosophical Society. Who established a Theosophical Society? That is Madame Blavatsky and H.S. Holgart. They were born in USA. There they started that society to preach about, especially in the classics, Bhagavad Gita and other. Then we say it also preach about nature and also study of laws, philosophy and divine power, because Theo means God, Sopos means wisdom. So it preached both spiritual as well as knowledge. And also it worked for revival of Buddhism. So in this way, Theosophical Society worked hard in the society. But after the entry of Mrs.SHANTI, after the death of H.S. Holgart, this movement gained momentum. How means it also involved in political activities. That was the period Indian national freedom movement was going on. He supported by expressing his views by establishing that is Home Rule Movement. Home Rule Movement, that means self-government. Self-government which given enthusiasm to the people how to get own government that is from British government. And also she expressed her political views in her newspaper New India and Commonwealth. Now children, so far we talked about revivalist movement, Ramakrishna Mission, the Ramalinga Adigal and the Theosophical movement. Let's see that is next movement, that is anti-caste movement. Let us teach children now anti-caste movement. The previous topic, reform movement, revivalist movement, how they worked hard to eradicate sati, female infanticide, polygamy, child marriage, and so on. This is the heading itself is there. That was a time caste system was prevalent much. It was very rigid. So some of the reformers were tried hard to eradicate the discrimination among the caste. Who were they means? One we say Jyotibai Phule. Jyotibai Govindarao Phule, shortly I write, who born in Pune in 1827 and in 1852 he started school for untouchables first time. Then also in 1872 he set up Satya Sodak Samaj. Satya Sodak Samaj. What is called Satya Sodak Samaj? The Truth Seekers Society. What was the work of this society means? To work against Brahmin domination towards lower caste people. He and his wife Savitribai Phule, they opened many schools. Yes, Savitribai, I want to be saying, In India, she was the first women teacher. And both of them worked to impart education, particularly lower caste people, and they opened schools and supported widow remarriage. And also, he expressed his radical views in a book called Gulamgir. What you call Gulamgir means slavery. How the lower caste people were treated as like a slaves. Such type was he worked to eradicate, that is suppression of upper caste people towards lower caste people. Then another one we say Narayana Guru. Narayana Guru born in Kerala. He too has felt much about terrible tyranny of caste system which was prevailed in Kerala region. By seeing that, he dedicated his whole life to eradicate caste system. He mastered in Tamil, Malayalam, Sanskrit language, and also he set up Narayana Guru Dharma Paribalana Yogam. Through that, he tried to reform that is a society which the caste system was rigidly found. Then we see next about Iyengar. Iyengar, another one reformer who fought against the caste system. He himself directly faced the oppression and suppression of dominated caste, that means upper caste. So he decided to involve such type of movement to eradicate this evil. He too was impressed by Narayana Guru, started Sadhu Magajana Sabha for the protection of the poor. Here we say Satya Sodak Samaj. Here we say Narayana Guru Dharma Paribalana Yogam. And here Iyengar started Sadhu Magajana Sabha for the protection of poor people. And next we see Ayodhi Dasar. Ayodhi Dasar too worked hard, especially in Tamil Nadu, to remove that is caste oppression. The first we talk about few lines about Ayodhi Dasar. He was very scholar in Tamil, Sanskrit, Pali and other languages, including Tamil scholar and also journalist, Siddha medicine practitioner and social and political activist, and particularly he chose the field of to remove the caste evil which were very rigid in Tamil society. So as a result, he believed that only the education empower the untouchables to withstand in the society. That is why he opened many schools for them. And in addition, he and John Abraham started the movement that was called Dravidan. And he also established Dravida Pandian journal. And he also established Dravida Magajana Sabha, all these through journals and conference and propagated how to improve that society. And finally, he started that is Oru Paisa Tamilan. Through it was published and circulated until his demise. Next, children, we are going to see about how the Muslim community were also evils prevailed and who eradicated. We see something. First we see Aligarh movement. Why in Muslim community they decided to reform? After the suppression of Great about in 1857, Muslim community felt that Western ideas and Western culture would endanger their religion and their culture. As a result, only small venue of Muslim community adopted the modern education. Sir Syed Ahmad Khan, who born in noble family in Delhi, he felt that the harmness of Muslim community, which was mainly due to lack of modern education and English education and not reading science subject, which were kept them as highly backward. So he suggested that people to follow the Western science and take up government jobs. As a result, he established scientific society, translated many scientific works into Urdu. Then further he asked to believe that the interest of the Muslim people would better served if they were born with the British government rather than in pitch in the race of nationalist movement. That means he thought that British government support would only help them than that of the Muslims would join with the Indians. So he advised the Muslim people to take up Western education and Western science. So in that way, the Muslim community till today we are seeing about where once it was highly backward, now it is coming in improving level in education and other field. For example, Dr. Abdul Kalam, we can say as best from that community, even in poor family, how he become a scientist and president political level, we can say that is example. Then another one movement which reformed Muslim community was Deoband movement. Deoband is a village in Saharanpur in Uttar Pradesh. That is movement started by Muhammad. In oral I say writing it takes time. Muhammad Manatobi, and another one we say as Rashid Ahmad Gangotri. Shortly we say Manatobi and Gangotri. Who were that is reformers started Deoband movement means Muhammad Qasim Manatobi, Muhammad Qasim Manatobi, Rashid Ahmad Gangotri, who started Deoband movement. What was its aim? It was entirely opposite of what we say Western education. It shut down English education and Western culture. It imparted moral and religious principles to impart to Muslim community to retain their religion. And another one movement we say Ulema movement. Ulema movement who started means Maulana Muhammad ul Hasan. That is, he set up Jamaat Ulema. That is what we called Ulema movement. Ulema, Jamaat, Jamait, Jamaat Ulema movement. What difference this movement with the Deoband and Aligarh movement means? It emphasized the Muslim people to take part in political rights too. That is why children, today we see many Muslim leaders, especially Muslim League, they contested election. Many leaders are coming forward. It was considered as one of the historical achievement in the Muslim community. And another one we say Parsi movement. In Parsi community too, there were the evils, particularly we say about child marriage. Bhutanji Nauroji, he established one association that is called as Renew My Mastayasnan. I write here spelling Renew My. Renumai Mastayasanan. What do you mean by Renumai Mastayasanan means it was the society for Parsi Reforming Society. Parsi Reforming Society, which is called as Renumai Mastayasan. Then in 1851, Rashtragupta, that is what we say, truth teller. Truth teller was the main voice of this Parsi movement. Which was the main voice of the Parsi movement means Rashtragupta, the truth teller was the main voice of the Parsi movement. This community also produced many freedom fighters, early Congress leaders. They were Ferozshah Mehta and Dinshaw Vacha. And another one reformer in this community was Malabari, Behram Ji Malabari. He worked hard to remove child marriages. So in this way, Parsi community too, what evil scripture, such kind of reformers worked hard to improve their religion and society. Then next children, we are going to see about a Sikh community. In Sikh community too, they brought some changes. Who were they? Number one, we say about Nirankari movement. Second one, Namdari movement. Third one, Singh Sabha. How this movement has improved the Sikh community. Number one, we say Nirankari. Nirankari means formless of God. That means it is supported, that is formless of God. Rituals and rites not to be do by keeping the form of God. Formless. God has no shape, no as structure. So such was called as what Nirankari movement. That is why they opposed idol worship and rituals and customs which were practiced around that. And further it has supported widow remarriage. Then another one we say as Namdari movement. Namdari movement which was started by Baba Ram Singh. Here we say Nirankari movement was started by Baba Dayal Das. Here we say Namdari movement. He suggested the Sikh people instead of to take kirpan. Kirpan means that we say as what a weapon, sword. You know the Sikh symbols and the turban and the sword. And he insisted not to take sword because that is a symbol of what we say destruction. He said to keep lati. The lati as symbolic of what a peace standing. So that is why he insisted. And also it is supported widow remarriage and opposed dowry system and child marriage, superstitious beliefs which were in that society. In that way, Sikh community were improved. Then Singh Sabha. Singh Sabha was established in Amritsar. Its important achievement was to establish Khalsa College. So through this college it impart education even in higher level at Amritsar among the Sikh people to make the people to advance in all fields. And also the Singh Sabha was considered as pioneer of Akali movement. say, remember children, to remove that is social evils in the Sikh community and improve that is religion and the society. This important movement, Nirankari, the Baba Dayal Das, how he worked out. Then Namdari movement by Baba Ram Singh. Then Singh Sabha, these organization, how they have to be contributed their work in political, social, religious, in all fields. Now children, we are coming in the end of that is lesson. You go through what are the topics I have to be taught. Again one time, religious movement. There we have to be say two division, one reform and a revivalist. Reform movement, Brahma Samaj. Second one, Keshav Chandra Sen, Devendranath Tagore, Ishwar Chandra, Vidyasagar. Prarthana Samaj. Revivalist movement we talked about Ramakrishna Mission, they established by Swami Vivekananda, Ramalinga Harigal, then Theosophical Society. Then anti-caste movement, how some reformers, by example, Jyotibai Phule, Narayana Guru, Ayengli, Ayodhi Dasar, where today we 50% of casteless society we see means because of their work. Then next, not only Hindu community, in Muslim community too highly backward. So, Sir Syed Ahmad Khan, Deoband movement, Ulema movement, where some of that movement, including political activities, they improve their people. Then next we see about a Sikh community and a Parsi community. One time you go through. Now I show you some charts, children. Now end of this lesson we are coming children. I show you some of the charts regarding this lesson, how to prepare. It would help you to assertion and reason, master following one verse and also easy understanding of the concept. First you take that is headings and the year. This you near you focus means you can get it clear. Another one students, their establishment. You see here in this chart, each organization which year it was established as given you to take classwork note and prepare in this way. You can keep it in mind as well as for what one more purpose in timeline chart it would help. And in that lesson, some of the hard words are coming. These hard words you make list. This too you take your note and write or in your book underline these hard words. Each word you write meaning. It would help you clear understanding. Then you can able to remember with the concept. Thank you children. Any doubt you phone me, I will guide you.